Tomorrow night's Republican presidential debate here on MSNBC will feature the first ever appearance on a national debate stage by Texas Governor Rick Perry, who now has a 15-point lead over Mitt Romney in the new NBC News Wall Street Journal poll. And he leads Romney by nearly 30 points among Tea Party members. Tomorrow will mark one of the few times Perry has taken part in a debate anywhere. Politico, which is partnering with NBC for tomorrow night's event, reports Perry has only participated in 4 debates during his decade as governor, and in his re-election campaign last year, he would only debate fellow Republicans, refusing to take on his Democratic challenger. Yesterday, Perry missed his first chance to share a stage with his rivals after withdrawing from a candidates forum in South Carolina to return to Texas, where wildfires have destroyed more than 1,000 homes.
I'll be real honest with you, I'm not paying any attention to politics right now. There's plenty of time to take care of that. People's lives and their possessions are in danger, and that's substantially more important.
Perry made those comments yesterday. Today, with the largest wildfire still burning out of control near Austin and now being blamed for 2 deaths, Perry's spokespeople said that while the situation is fluid, Perry still plans to travel to California for tomorrow night's debate. Joining me now, Jim Hightower, editor of the Hightower Lowdown and a former Perry campaign opponent. Thanks for joining me tonight, Jim.
Great to be with you, Lawrence. Thanks.
So Rick Perry switched parties in 1990 at George W. Bush's urging. He ran against you for Texas Agriculture Commissioner. He won that race. Did he win it because of his great performance in your debate?
Well, we had no debate that I recall, anyway. And in fact, my opponent at that time, 1990, was really not Rick Perry. It was Karl Rove, who's used his patented trash politics to come after me. Perry was the product of the chemical lobbyist in the state legislature. He was a Democrat at the time, and he carried legislation to take away the pesticide authority that I had exercised as Agriculture Commissioner of Texas. They did not succeed in that legislative fight, so Karl Rove, at the behest of Phil Gramm and the Republican Party generally, got Perry to switch parties to run against me. But Perry was inconsequential back in those days. He never campaigned statewide. He didn't know anything about Dallas or Houston or South Texas. So he was an inept campaigner. So Rove sent him out to West Texas to go to Farm Bureau meetings, while Rove raised about $3 million and put it into TV ads trashing me. And it was those ads. My real opponent in that race was Karl Rove.
Jim, what do we know about his debate style given his limited exposure to debating?
Well, you know, he's testy. He's thin-skinned. You know, he's not particularly a nice guy. I don't think he's going to take well to a lot of this. But to me, I got to tell you, Lawrence, the issue isn't whether he can debate or not. The issue is what kind of governor has he been? Who might he be as president? Right now, a great example today. He comes flitting back here to Texas after being on the campaign trail 2 days after these fires are bursting out all over the state. And by the way, these fires are not an unanticipated consequence. In fact, Perry's own state officials say that they were inevitable. Inevitable not only because of the dry heat that we've been having, but also, and the high winds, but also because Perry, with his Republican supermajority in the legislature, managed to slash the budget of the volunteer fire departments in our state by 75% in the last legislative session. We don't have firefighters enough to come fight these fires. People's homes are burning down because of his failure to stand up, not today, not to come in here and do photo ops, but months ago, and indeed a couple of years ago, to fund our firefighting capability so that we could stand up to this. You know, yesterday we had Labor Day on Monday, and and yet firefighters, they were recruiting retired firefighters to come out of retirement, pay their own way, buy their own supplies to come in here and try to fight these fires, because Perry, in his anti-government, right-wing, laissez-faire land zealotry, had slashed the budget of the majority of the firefighting forces in our state, which are the volunteer departments.
Jim, my bet on who's going to cause Perry the most trouble tomorrow night is his fellow Texan Ron Paul, who surely knows the most about him than any other candidates up there, and has nothing to lose. Ron Paul knows he's not going to be anyone's vice presidential choice, so he can just go in there and whack him. I mean, Ron Paul's going to be able to say, you know, back when I was supporting Reagan, Perry was working on Al Gore's first presidential campaign. He's got those kinds of shots that I think he's ready to take.
Well, I think the main shots that we could take at Perry and Ron Paul or whoever is that he has been a complete corporate toady as governor of our state. I don't think this is anything that the Tea Party wants, a governor who takes corporate cash in exchange for doing corporate favors. And this guy has put the goober in gubernatorial in his 10 years as governor here. He has weakened our state. We're now down at the level of Mississippi, and the important difference is Mississippi is a poverty-stricken state. We are not. We're an extraordinarily rich state. Yet Perry stands up for the rich. George W. Bush, at least he campaigned as a compassionate conservative. Perry is saying, "Yeehaw!" Yeah, we take money from the corporate interests and serve them at the expense of the middle class and the poor folks. Get used to it. I can do for America what I've done for Texas. I got to tell you, that's no idle threat.
Jim Hightower, columnist and author, thank you for your unique perspective on Mr. Perry tonight. Thank you very much, Jim.
Thank you, Lawrence.